Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all again, all of my students on the 10th grade of SMA Istiqomah Muhammadiyah Boarding School Samarinda. Great to see you again. And then, how is it going? I hope that we always in Allah blessing. We can do all of our ibadah well, and also run our regular activities, daily routines, or any kinds of work or duties that we've got to do in Allah blessing. Okay, so right now we are going to continue our topic of communication, our topic of lesson. We are still talking about origin ancestors. In the previous meeting, we are talking about the origin ancestors of the people in whole around the world. So it's in international scope. You can see it from the videos and also some from my slide also. And then for today, we are going to focus on the origin ancestors of Indonesia. So we are talking about that. So you may pay attention on me, and I hope you can enjoy the class and then have a fun learning. Okay, see this one. Listen to me carefully. And if you have anything that you want to ask, you can share it in our group. Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, we go to this one. Here we go. Okay, the origin ancestor of Indonesia. So here you can find 3 theories. So actually that should be any 4 because there is any theory of Nusantara, but I haven't discussed it yet. I want to focus on these 3 theories. Okay, the first theory is the theory of out of Africa, and then the second one is the theory out of Taiwan, and then the third one is the theory of out of Yunnan. Okay, so what is that? What are these theory talk about? So we can check to the next slide. Okay, here we go. So see this one. We are focusing on the theory out of Africa. So this theory thought that Homo sapiens came from one of place in Africa, approximately 100,000 years ago up to 70,000 years ago. And then one of the migration group of Homo sapiens which arrived in Indonesia, then they continued their migration to Australia. Okay, so that's a little bit information about the theory of out of Africa. Then we go to the theory out of Taiwan. The theory out of Taiwan talk about the farmers in Taiwan. So the rice was cultivated by the farmers in Taiwan in the scope of Asia, I think here. And then the native speakers of Australasia. So the native there called Australasia, and then which were spread into Nusantara. So now we can see there are many farmings in Indonesia. It's rooted from this theory. So it's rooted from Taiwan farmers like that. So the culture of farming came from this theory, but only heaven knows whether it's right or not. Okay, then we go to the theory of out of Yunnan. Yeah, it's more complex. This theory stated that the ancestors of Indonesia came from Yunnan. This theory was supported by Muhammad Ali, which stated that Indonesian came from Mongol because they were being recessive by a stronger nation which forced them to migrate to the south. And then R.H. Geldern and G.H.C. Ken stated that Yunnan people migrated to Nusantara archipelago in 3 migration stations. So what are they? The first is the migration of Negrito. It means that it is mostly from Papua and the inland of Riau. So they include the tribe of Siak and Sakai. And then the second station is Malay Proto. So Malay Proto includes the tribe of Dayak, Toraja, Batak, and Papua. And the last section is Malay Dutro. Malay Dutro scope on the tribe of Minang, Java, Malay, and Bugis. Yeah. Okay. Those are little information about the theory of Africa, Taiwan, and Yunnan. Then we go to see this one, the map of the spread of primordial man. And then this one, I also want to show you one more map. This is the map of Yunnan, yeah, Tiongkok or China, which was known as the origin of Indonesia ancestor too. Okay, based on the Yunnan. Okay, see this one. Yeah, we're talking about the primordial man in Indonesia. You know, it's that kinds of Manusia Purba. So it is found that the oldest primordial man in world was come up for the very first time in Africa, and from the category of Australopithecus afarensis, who lived about 4 million years ago. Australopithecus afarensis were being developed and transformed, became Homo erectus around 1.8 million years ago. And then Homo erectus were being developed and transformed again, became Homo sapiens around 300,000 up to 200,000 years ago. So they passed some transformations, like kinds of that. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Yeah, here are 3 classifications of primordial Indonesia. The first one is Meganthropus paleojavanicus, and then the second one is Pithecanthropus erectus, and then the third one is Homo. So let's go check the next slide. Okay, so first we are focusing on Meganthropus paleojavanicus, Okay. Their fossils were found by G.H.R. von Koenigswerd in 1936, up until 1941 in Sangiran, Central Java. Meganthropus paleojavanicus means the giant primordial man from Java, and then the result classified, that is, have been done by the expert or archaeologists, which classified this primordial man into Homo erectus, and then they have characteristics. Here are the characteristics. Having the thick cheekbone, thick, thick, not thin but thick, and then strong chewing muscle. So how you can muscle the foot muscle, and then the seam or the bulge for the seams forehead bulge. So it's any kinds of, it looks like it's getting something run forward like that. And then the sharp back bolt, like one on the back. And then didn't have any chains, so they got no chains. And also strapping stretchers, and another 8 plants. Wow. So just like vegetarian. I think that's healthy, but I'm not really sure. It's just based on the history, and there were so many contrast opinion on the theory of human. Yeah. Okay, go to the next one. Yeah, still talking about Meganthropus. So Meganthropus was the name of the fossils of big size molar and skull found in Sangiran. As you can see, the picture on the left is It showed about the family of a Meganthropus. Nowadays, the name of genus Meganthropus was known as the wrong one. The current archaeologists called them as Homo erectus paleojavanicus because they thought that they had relationship with Homo erectus. Okay, and then yeah, we come to the Picanthropus erectus. So you can see the picture on the left side. That is the picture of Eugene Dubois in 1891-1892. So he found the fossil of Picanthropus erectus for the very first time in those years, and then in Trinil, Ngawi, Central Java. So Trinil is located in Ngawi, Central Java. Picanthropus erectus means human ape. So any transformation of human and ape, so combined here. So who can stand upright and straight, upright and straight. And then the characteristics of its brain volume was around 900 cc. Had a short skull, you know, skull, this one of your head, and then short, but running longer behind. So maybe it's just hanging any kinds of bolt. And then bolt forehead bone also, bolt forehead bone like this. And their height approximately 165 up to 180 centimeters tall, I mean. And then they were being able to walk upright. So it just looked like us, just looked like human being. So it's based on the history. Okay, so go to the next slide. So we come to the Homo. Yeah, you can see here were the characteristics of Wajak human. So their height was around 170 centimeters, and the brain volume was approximately 1,555 cc, 1,650 cc. They had white face and white flat nose. They also had below jaw and big teeth. Yeah, big teeth. So not as big and not small as we have today. And then these findings on their fossils, known as the early of modern human in Indonesia, or called fossils of Homo wajakensis. And their fossils of skull were found for the first time by B.D. van Rietzaten in Kampucheret. Yeah, I got no idea how to read this. Kampucheret, East Java, in 1889. Okay, so you can see the picture on the left side. It shows that the cave of Liang Bua, where is the fossil of Homo florensis found there, and you can see there is the inserted picture. It shows about the description of Homo florensis. This one, yeah. Okay, you can see this one. And then based on the reconstruction result of the expert or archaeologists, and the picture, the second one, yeah, this picture is the real skull of this hobbit. Okay, so this is the picture of their skull. Okay, so that is all of our class today. If you have any question, you can ask me if you don't understand. And one point from me, I just invite you to make mind mapping of this topic of lesson in history today and collect it. Because I also would like to remind you, for all who haven't collected the previous assignment or project, so you can collect it, because it means everything to me and also for you, because you won't get any score if you do not collect your project or work. Okay, so it's all for now. Have a nice day. May Allah bless you and give you smooth way in doing everything, in grasping the grasp the knowledge, to understand it, not only memorize it. If you understand about something, it will stay in your brain in over longer. So it's called just everlasting learn. Okay, so I think it's all for now. Thank you for so much for your participation. See ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Keep the spirit always.